Right. Hello, welcome to the August 12th, 2025 LSP board meeting. I'm Diane Baxter, the chair of the LSP board. As always, the board encourages interactive participation. If a member of the public would like to participate in the meeting, please type a question in the chat feature. I encourage all board members to turn their cameras on and show your phones on silent mode. I will proceed now to a roll call to establish who from the board is here to confirm the quorum. So David Austin.
Here.
Gail Batchelder.
Here.
Kathy Campbell.
Present.
Craig Ellis. No, he is not here today. Kirk Franklin.
Here.
Greg McBride.
Here.
Paul McKinley.
Present.
Deirdre Manoyo.
Here.
Jamie Smith.
Present.
And Diane Baxter is here. So we have a quorum. I'd like to now, just for the benefit of those watching online, introduce who's in the room here. And I also note we have another board staff member, Natasha Dix, online. But here in the room, I'm Diane Baxter again.
I'm Terry Wood, the board's executive director.
Matt Line, investigator, CE coordinator.
Chris Borges, Mass DEP.
David Alston, LSP board member.
All right, and Chris, do we have members of the public?
We do. We have two attendees, public, Lori McCarthy and Mary Ellen Morse.
Excellent. All right. First up is application review subcommittee. Terry, you're going to lead this part?
Yes, I just added this to the agenda because the subcommittee last met in July and hasn't had an opportunity to vote on the draft minutes from that meeting. And the members of the subcommittee that were present at that meeting were Gail, Jamie, and Craig. Craig isn't here, so I would ask Gail and Jamie, somebody to make a motion to approve the minutes and then we'll vote on them.
Yeah. I move we accept the minutes as written.
Somebody second? Okay. And I guess I'll do a roll call. Gail? Oh, and if you say yes, that means you're approving the minutes as written. And Jamie?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and that was all on the agenda for the application review subcommittee meeting, so I'm adjourning that meeting at 12.
Okay. All right, next up is the continuing education committee. Can I turn it over to you, David?
Sure. Starting the meeting at 12:09. Continuing ed committee meeting. I assume there's no changes to the agenda. Meeting minutes from June. Motion to approve from someone.
Make the motion to approve.
So moved.
Second. And I assume there's no edits or comments. Going through the roll call to approve the meeting minutes from June. Yes is approving. Gail?
Yes.
Greg?
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
Deirdre?
Abstain. I'm not sure I was there.
Kirk?
Yes.
Paul?
Yes.
Diane?
Yes.
David's a yes, and Jamie?
Yes.
Great. For new business, there's 6 new offerings proposed. The first one is Rutgers University Brownsfield Coalition of the Northeast Conference. 2 days in September. 1 credit for every 2 hours attended. I guess if it wasn't for the summary explaining why it's beneficial to LSPs, I would question it. relative to the agenda, but I'm wondering what other folks thought.
You would question it because it's
If it was relevant,
not specific enough, is that your thought?
yes.
Yeah, I mean, my thought was that it isn't very technical, but it does probably advance brownfields practice, so
Yeah.
I would say it is valuable from a advancing wayside cleanup and brownfields development perspective, but I agree it's light on the technical side of things.
Yeah. Have we, here's a question. Have we approved this conference before? I mean, it's certainly been going on long enough, I would think.
Sure.
Last year. Yeah,
Did you compare the two? Is the content different?
There were two roundtables that had the same title, the PFAS roundtable and the developer roundtable. And then there was one session that's a little similar, with a total of 14 sessions.
Probably, the roundtable was probably different year to year.
one other comment that I had was it listed a state panel mentioning there would be 8 or more regulators present, and there's only 2 regulators listed in the bios, and one of those from Mass DEP I know is not participating. So I think the bios would certainly have to be updated. You know, the thing was from June. The submittal of this was from June, so imagine they're more advanced in their planning at this point, but
I thought I saw Dave Foss listed.
he's not participating. He wasn't,
Oh, okay.
he's not presenting or participating in that panel.
Well, then I make a motion to approve. Sounds like reasons not to.
I mean, I can ask for updated bio.
I would say at
Okay.
minimum, yeah, ask for updated bios.
And we have four, so
It's 2 for 1 credit, right? So,
Yeah, it's a conference.
yeah, so
Exactly.
We've typically approved brownfields related.
I think we have.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think so. If it was 1-to-1, I might.
Okay, so my motion's out there.
second.
Okay, any further discussions? A yes is approving. Gail,
Yes,
Greg. Greg McBride. Kathy,
Yes.
Kira. Kirk,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Diane,
Yes,
David's a yes, and Jamie.
Yes.
Okay, great. I'm just gonna lump the next 2 together. They're both from the LSPA. The first one is 4-hour technical, in-person, possible future on demand. The in-person is November. And then the other offering from the LSPA is another 4-hour technical course, in person in November.
I just have a note about that second one. The 4 technical credits. 2 years ago, they offered it as a 2-credit class at the LSPA symposium, same title. This one's 4 credits, so a little different.
Okay.
so is it a completely unique number or?
I think it would be since it's all the time, yeah.
So I make a motion to approve both these offerings from the LSPA.
Second.
can I make a comment? I sort of missed what Matt said, but I think we would have to say somebody that took the 2-hour one couldn't get 4 credits for the new one.
So if you do that, then you give it the same course number 1808, and then
We'd have to give him a better designation then.
Right. I mean, just something so that you'll pick up on it and look. because
Okay, so-
otherwise, we just can't.
That's fine.
So do we need to amend the motion or just say that and it will be counted as an amendment?
A yes is approving the original motion and the amendment from Gail.
Okay,
Gail,
yes.
Greg? What happened to Greg? Did he go off for lunch?
He's on mute, but I don't know. There he is.
Kathy?
Maybe he
Yes.
can't hear. You're
Maybe just raise your hand for yes, Greg.
Deirdre?
Yes.
Kirk?
Yes.
Paul?
I'm a yes.
Diane?
Yes,
David's a yes, and Jamie.
Yes.
Great. The next offering is Mass DEP, 1 regulatory credit, in-person and possible future on demand at the LSPA membership meeting in September. I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Second,
Any discussion, comments? Yes is approving. Gail,
yes.
Greg, Kathy,
Yes.
Deirdre,
Yes.
Kirk,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Diane,
I'm gonna abstain.
David's a yes, and Jamie.
Yes.
Greg did raise his hand.
Oh, yes, I did see it. Thank you.
He can't get his
Microphone
volume
problem,
to
that
work.
stinks.
That's no fun.
And then the 5th request is also from Mass DEP, a platform session at the conference in October, 3 regulatory credits in person. I make a motion to approve.
Second,
Any discussions, comments?
I had a question. It's during the conference, but it's like a workshop.
No, it's a platform session, so you'll sign in and out of it.
But it's part of the
It's
regular.
a workshop where you have to sign in at the door, sign out at the door.
They've done it before.
So it would be
Yeah.
a one-to-one.
So
is
the
what you're asking.
section, it's really a workshop, it's 1-to-1. Other sessions, you can kind of go in and out without signing in.
yeah.
Right.
It's like a platform, it's like a workshop, but during the day, and they had one last year like that.
Yep,
Okay.
and they managed it well for that one session. We had to sign in and out if you wanted the 1-to-1 credits.
They offered a
Anything
remote,
else?
option last year, didn't they? But this year is all in person.
Yes. They did for the workshop at night.
For the PFAS, Monday
Right.
afternoon, they had it remote webinar, and that's in the next offering or request. But this one, it's not a webinar option, just in person.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Hey, yes is approving. Gail,
Yes.
Greg, Kathy,
Yes.
Deirdre,
Yes.
Kirk,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Diane,
Abstain.
David's a yes, and Jamie.
Yes.
And then the last request is from the conference in October, AEHS. 1 to 2 technical credits for conference attendance and 1-to-1 technical credits for the 8 courses and workshops. Workshop 1 is live in person and also webinar, and they will be doing polling questions for the folks on the webinar. And then we had a discussion before the meeting about how 2 of the workshops are ones that were completed previous years. And we're just going to notify the conference providers that they should let folks know, LSPs who may be taking up for CEU credits, that it is a repeat workshop instead of us assigning course numbers to all the workshops. Motion to approve as proposed.
Second,
So moved. Second.
Any other
Oh,
discussions or comments? So a yes is approving, Gail,
yes,
Greg,
Greg dropped.
oh, Kathy,
I was
Yes.
trying to come back.
Deirdre,
Yes,
Kirk,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Diane,
yes,
David's a yes, and Jamie.
Yes.
Great, thank you. The next meeting will be September 9th. In person and
all
virtual,
right.
and I'm ending the meeting at 12:21.
Very good. All right, next up is the professional conduct committee meeting. I turn it over to Chairperson Jamie Smith or Kirk.
Here I can do it. Call the professional conduct committee meeting to order at 12:22. Are there any announcements or changes to the agenda?
The change to the agenda. I have an additional item under old business, update, regarding case 05C07.
Okay, thank you. Noted. We can move on to the review of the draft minutes from June 10th. Are there any comments or changes to the agenda or motion to approve as written?
Motion to approve minutes, meeting minutes?
Second,
Okay. Yes is approving the meeting minutes. David,
Yes?
Diane,
yes,
Kirk,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Greg?
Yes.
Hey, I hear you.
There you go.
Gail? Gail?
Yeah, you're muted.
And you're hidden.
yes, sorry,
Deirdre?
yes,
Kathy?
Yes.
I think I got everyone. Minutes are hereby approved. Moving on to old business, if I could turn that over to you, Terry.
Sure, so first you can do the active case list. Number 1, 18C02. The CRT is continuing to meet. We're actually scheduled to meet again this Friday on the 12th. Working toward getting ready for another interview of the LSP. Number 2, 24C02. The CRT is presenting potential early settlement with the LSP. That's it. I can note, we did recently received a new complaint, which has been sent out to the LSP's referenced for a response if they want to provide. And then I do have another item under old business, which is just an update regarding case 05C07 involving James Takulis, and it's just on June 13th, 2025, Mr. Takulis filed a writ of certiorari to the United States Supreme Court with asking the court if they would entertain the case. And the issue that's presented is whether the state court violated the due process clause of the 14th Amendment by deferring to a state agency's interpretation of its statutes and regulations in a disciplinary proceeding. The Attorney General, after consulting with me, opted to file a waiver rather than an opposition because it didn't appear that any of the factors that the court considers for providing cert appear to apply. And that, just to point out that Mr. DeCoola's suspension, 1-year suspension went into effect on February 21st, 2025, and this has no effect on that. So that's that update, if anybody has any questions.
Any questions or comments about the active cases? Okay. Hearing none, is there any new business?
Nope.
Okay, very good. Next meeting will be September 9th, hybrid in person. And we'll adjourn the professional comment committee meeting at 12:26.
All right, then we will start the board meeting, calling to order at 12:26. I do not have any announcements to make. Do you, Terry?
I don't.
Any changes to the agenda? All right, adopt the agenda. The draft meeting minutes from June 10th. Did anyone have any comments? Not,
Motion to approve meeting minutes from last meeting.
Second,
and we'll do roll to approve. David,
Yes.
Gail,
yes.
Kathy,
Yes.
Kirk,
Yes.
Greg,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Deirdre,
Yes.
Jamie,
Yes.
and Diane is a yes. Okay, minutes approved. All right, next up is decisions regarding licensing of applicants. Matt, can I turn over to
Yes.
you?
So we have 3 candidates to consider. First one, Matthew Cassane, number 1760. This was ARP 349, members Ellis, Manoyo, and Smith. This applicant is a standard track candidate, Bachelor of Science degree in 2010, master's degree in 2012. The applicant claimed 13 plus years of total experience with 6 plus years of relevant professional experience. The ARP met on June 23rd to review and discuss his application. The ARP felt that the applicant had met the minimum requirements for total professional experience and relevant professional experience with a good progression of work throughout his professional career. The applicant's project summaries were focused on site redevelopment and utility work, mainly consisting of soil management and RAM-related activities. With that, the ARP recommended that Mr. Cassane be approved to take the exam. And back to the board for their consideration.
All right, does anyone on the board have any comments? All right, we'll go to, let's see, a motion to approve Matthew Cassane's.
Can we do all 3 at the end?
I don't know, we normally do one at a time. But
Just, why don't we just do what we normally do? Because sometimes there's somebody recused or whatever.
Okay, so motion to approve the recommendation of the ARP for Matthew Cassane.
So moved.
Second,
Okay, David,
Yes.
Gail,
yes.
Kathy,
Yes.
Craig, oh, not here, sorry. Kirk.
Yes.
Greg,
Yes. Oh, sorry, I'm signed on twice.
Yeah.
Paul,
Yes.
Deirdre,
Yes.
Jamie,
Yes.
and Diane is a yes. All right, next one.
next one, Brooke Paulson, number 6735. This is ARP number 354, which is members Manoyo, McKinley, and Baxter. This applicant is a standard track candidate with a college degree in 2016. She claimed 9.5 years of total experience, with 9 years of that claimed as relevant professional experience. The ARP met on July 15th to review and discuss her application. The ARP felt that the applicant had met the minimum requirements for total professional experience and relevant professional experience. The applicant submitted 17 project summaries, and the ARP felt that the project summaries demonstrated sufficient relevant professional experience. So the ARP recommended that Ms. Paulson be approved to take the exam.
I make a motion to accept the recommendations of the ARP.
Second,
All right. Take a roll. David,
Yes.
Gail,
Yes.
Kathy,
yes.
Kirk.
Yes.
Greg. You know.
Fix.
Paul,
Yes.
Deirdre,
Yes.
Jamie,
Yes.
and Diana's a yes. That passes.
Next one, last one here, Corinne McKenzie, number 1440. ARP 352, members Franklin, McKinley, and Baxter. This applicant applied as an alternate track candidate with an environmental studies degree in 2005. The applicant claimed 15 plus years of total experience with 10 plus years of relevant professional experience. The ARP met on July 15th to review and discuss her application. The ARP felt the applicant met the minimum requirements for TPE and RPE and listed experience that approved candidates typically have. The applicant submitted 6 project summaries that showed a broad range of experience and project responsibilities. The ARP recommended that Ms. McKenzie be approved to take the exam.
Motion to approve the
Alright.
recommendation of ARP 352.
Second,
Right, and voting on Corinne McKenzie, David,
Yes.
Gail,
Yes.
Kathy,
yes.
Kirk,
Yes.
Greg,
Yes.
Paul McKinley,
Yes.
Deirdre Manoyo,
Yes.
Jamie Smith,
Yes.
and Diane Baxter, yes. Okay, next is renewal applications. First up, dockets. Natasha?
So for docket 1, we have a total of 23 LSPs with renewal dates of 7/30/25. New expiration dates for those will be 7/30/28. And for docket 2, we have 1 LSP with a renewal date of 4/30/25. New expiration date set for 4/30/28.
Wait. Renewal status report, Matt?
We have to vote on that.
Oh, we have to vote on the 2 dockets here,
Motion to
right, sorry.
approve renewal dockets 1 and 2.
Second,
Nobody's recused, right? So it's-
Second.
okay,
I have
David,
first on this, if you asked.
Paul has to recuse on one, so we'll do.
Then we should do them separately.
Okay, so motion to approve docket 1,
Second.
okay. Yes is approving docket 1. David,
Yes.
Gail,
Yes.
Kathy,
Yes,
Craig, oh, I keep doing that. Kirk,
Yes.
Greg,
Yes.
Paul,
I have to recuse on this one.
oh yeah. Deirdre,
Yes.
Jamie,
Yes.
And Diane is a yes. Okay, motion to approve docket 2.
So moved.
Second.
So second,
All right. David,
yes.
Gail, did she drop?
Yeah,
Did she
Okay,
go to the other?
she did go to the other one, yeah. Kathy,
Yes.
Kirk,
Yeah.
Greg,
Yes.
Paul,
I'm a yes.
Deirdre,
Yes.
Jamie,
Yes.
and Diane is a yes. Okay, now it's time for the renewal status report, Matt.
okay, for the July 30th renewal candidates, 31 LSPs are on the roster. We heard from all 31, 4 were approved at the last meeting in June, and 24 were approved moments ago. There were 2 LSPs that had previously indicated retirement, and then 1 LSP was on the inactive list before, but now has lapsed. So,
All right. Other licensing related matters, Matt, could you report out on scheduling future ARPs?
okay, we have 3 new applications that came in recently. So we're looking for volunteers to serve on ARPs. They are Michael Mendez, WSP, Lee Penwell, who works for Haley and Aldrich, and Tyler Marks, who works for French and Perillo Associates out of Wall, New Jersey.
I can be on one.
I can do one.
I can do one.
I'm happy to do one too, Matt.
Me too.
Me too.
McBride, yes.
I could do one as well.
Anyone not do one? I just, since there's 9 of you out there, I'll assign you. Kirk, are you available for one?
Yeah, I'm good.
Kathy, you wanna do one?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take one.
Okay, I will send out, I'm still waiting on reference forms, but I'll group 3 people for each ARP with 1 LSP on, and I'll let you know later this week. Thank you all.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Going back to the previous topic, the 2 LSPs that retired, were they previously noted, or was that something recent?
You know what, they were on the renewal dates for July 30th, but one had submitted retirement notice 2 years ago. We kind of took track of his renewal. He had paid his annual fee last year, and then he could have renewed, but
Right,
he kind of told us 2 years ago that he was gonna retire and not renew. And then the other one was Mike Penzo, who back in January submitted his official retirement.
okay,
He was a July 30th.
thank you.
I'm delighted to see all the new applicants.
Yeah, very good. All right, next up is inactive status report. Natasha, could you report that?
Yes, so currently we have 4 that are on inactive status. For our total number of active LSPs, we're at 403. Regarding our annual fees report, nothing to report out on currently.
All right. Thank you. All right, next on the agenda is exams. Terry, you report?
Yes, so we have 4 exam dates, September 4th and September 5th, and October 21st and October 22nd. Everybody who was approved and waiting for an exam date has been notified of these dates, and many people have signed up. We did receive a waiver request, and we have a related question, which is next on the agenda, and I'll let Natasha report on that.
So for our eligibility waiver request, we have Michael. Eligibility is ending on 9/8/25, and we have Jonathan, whose eligibility ends on 9/12/25. For both applicants, we would like to email them and let them know they can sign up for either September or October dates, considering there hasn't been an exam administration since February, March of 2024. And for our third person, Andrew, his eligibility ended on 10/22/24. A little backstory here, since the last exam was held on February, March 2024, applicant's eligibility ended 8 months later on 10/22/24. However, since there wasn't a second round of exams for 2024 and has yet to be held for 2025, we would like you to consider his waiver for request. Thank you.
Do we extend them a certain amount of time, each one, or
That's what,
do them all at once?
So for Michael Scher and Jonathan Pugliafico, we wanted, our thought was that if they
The
wanted
last skip
to.
date.
Sorry, what? That if they wanted to sign up for the October dates, that they should be allowed to because they haven't had time. But instead of just us sending an email telling them that, we wanted to make sure you guys were okay on board with that. So that's why we're bringing up that issue. So maybe we should have a motion to allow these two people whose eligibility would otherwise end in September to be allowed to take the exam in October if they would prefer to. So maybe we could vote on that first, and then you could separately consider the formal waiver that the other person has submitted.
I have a question. So, I think it's a good idea to approve extending the eligibility through the October exams. But what happens when, if someone then took the exam in October and didn't pass, would they automatically be able to extend, to take the exam 6 months later?
That would be that would have to come
Yeah,
back
question.
for a waiver, cause,
Okay.
yeah.
Right.
So we thought we'd deal with that issue later
Later,
if we need
if we
to.
need to,
Yeah.
okay. So the first question is really just, can we extend the eligibility another month for these, or a little over a month for Michael?
And Jonathan, yes.
And Jonathan,
Yes.
both of them are a little over a month.
Yes, they haven't formally requested, but we thought it would make sense to send them an email telling them
Yeah.
they could, but wanted to make sure that the board was okay with that.
I think that's only fair, since they haven't had an opportunity to take the tests.
I make a motion to allow Jonathan and Michael to extend their time to take the test until end of October
I
2025.
second that. Any other discussion on that? Okay, a yes is to approve the extension for Michael and Jonathan. David,
Yes.
Gail?
She's on,
She's on, but we can't hear her.
she's on mute.
Kathy,
Yes.
Kirk,
Yes.
Greg,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Deirdre,
Yes.
Jamie,
Yes.
and Diane is a yes. Motion passes.
So then we have the formal waiver request.
From Andrew, so he specifically, his request was to extend through October as well?
I have to look at his email.
Gail texted yes, by the way, in chat.
Oh, okay. Recorded, yeah.
Oh, there it is. He just said he's interested in retaking the exam and would like to formally petition the board to extend his eligibility since it may have expired and the process lengthy and he would wind up essentially resubmitting similar applications, to be able to apply again. So he's just asking if he can take the test during this administration.
Good. I move to allow Andrew to his period to extend also to the end of October 25.
Second,
Okay. David,
yes.
Gail? Kathy,
Yes.
Kirk,
Yes.
Greg,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Yes.
Elsie, yes, Deirdre,
Yes.
Jamie,
Yes.
and Diane is a yes. All right, motion passes. All right, next, could we have the report from the Continuing Education Committee?
Sure, we met today and approved the meeting minutes in June. There were 6 new requests. We approved 2 conferences and 4 courses. And the next meeting is in September.
Okay, could we have report out from the Professional Conduct Committee?
Yes, we met to approve the minutes and review the active cases as well as status of 05C07's appeal to the Supreme Court. Committee took no action beyond that.
All right, thank you. All right, Application Review Subcommittee.
I can give a short report. We just met briefly just to approve the minutes from the July meeting.
Right. All right, next up is regulations. Terry?
Sure. So the public comment period for the proposed amendments to the regulations closed on June 26th. And the only comments that the board received were from the LSP Association. Those comments were included in today's packet. So the next issue is how we want to review those comments. Do we want to, well, there's 2 issues. So one is how we review those comments and also what form you want that review to take. We're not legally required, but we can put together a written response to comments document, which would be part of the packet once the final proposed amendments are put together. That would be reviewed up the chain like the package was for the initial draft, and then that response to comments document would be posted on the website, so anybody that's interested could see how we responded, what our response was to those comments. Every package that I worked on when I was the TP had a response to comment document, so it seems to me a good idea to do that. So then the issue is, how do we put that together? We can go through the list of proposed edits from the LSPA today. We could do line by line. Or I could prepare like a draft response to comments documents with my thoughts on these proposals for a review at the September meeting. You would have time to review that in advance and see if you agreed or disagreed with that proposal. It's up to you. I will add one other note. Amongst these proposed comments are proposed amendments to sections that we did not touch in our proposed edits. If we were to make any changes that are substantively different than was in the initial package, we would have to go out for public comment again on those, because nobody else has had a chance to make, to review or say anything about those edits. So that's a thing to consider. We would have to start over the process if we were to accept any of those changes to sections we didn't touch, or a substantive change that wasn't among, what we already were looking at. So I don't know what people want to do. I'm certainly prepared to go through them issue by issue. I've looked at them several times, but.
Terry, I have a question. Is this something that requires a public forum for discussion?
Yes, there's no other way to do it other than at a public meeting. Like, there's no exceptions under the the open meeting law that I can see that would allow us to do this, you know, outside of a public meeting.
Okay,
Except the option of you doing the first draft and us discussing them at the next meeting.
Yeah,
public
because-
meeting.
Yeah, because all the deliberation would be public. So it's up to you how you want to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think in past subcommittee meetings, we've pretty thoroughly discussed our reasoning behind making a change or not making a change, which I think addresses most of the comments that we saw. So I agree, it makes sense for to take a first pass at it, and then we can discuss.
Yeah, I agree with what Jamie said. What Terry, if you could, do you have any overview of things that you might consider accepting? I thought the idea of definitions for some of the cryptic terms is not a bad idea.
I will say generally, there were a couple of typos that were caught. There was like a gender reference or two that was missed. So I thought those were good edits. A lot of the other ones, I had reasons why I wouldn't change things. But I can explain, I can set the reasons out more in the formal document, and then you can see whether you agree with that or not.
I think that's a good idea, rather than going through it right now.
If
So
I
maybe
could,
we should do it.
if I could ask that you just maybe highlight the different changes between the kind that we can consider without further comment and ones that would require us to kind of restart the comment period, just so we know what we're looking at.
You mean in the draft as opposed to now?
Correct, to the document that you're gonna put together, just so it's clear.
Yeah, that's not a problem. So do you want to do a motion?
So I'll make a motion to have Terry do a first pass proposal on the LSPA comments, and then we will discuss them at the next meeting in September.
Gail just posted, I'm not sure if my microphone is working, so I'll try to call in. If that doesn't work, I would recommend having Terry make an effort to prepare a response for us to review.
Okay. Sounds like that's an informal second to what I just said.
I'll give it a formal second.
All right. So, let's see. That was regulations. All right, next.
Oh, we think we need to do a roll call.
Oh, we need to, yes.
Yeah.
Just missed that somehow. David,
Yes.
Gail,
yes.
Yes.
Kathy,
Yes.
Kirk,
Yeah.
Greg,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Deirdre,
Yes.
Jamie,
Yes.
and Diane is a yes, motion passes. All right, that was regulations. Next is review updated draft application forms. Terry?
So in the packet were red line versions of the application forms that were put together by the application review subcommittee. So we could put them up one by one to look at the red lines if people want to discuss the proposed changes. So we could start with the instructions.
Sure.
So you can see the post edits in red line. There's so it starts under relevant professional experience, total professional experience, principal decision maker. A little bit more information about what the terms are that are important in putting together your application. and a statement that the board relies on those definitions to evaluate the application, and a link to the regulations, so people can easily go in there and then look at those definitions. The next substantive change is to the instructions to Form 2. The thought was in this document for some questions to add a little bit more specificity as to what we were looking for, like for the project description, regulatory framework, project objectives, and then under project objective, more for a little bit more explanation of what we wanted to for question A and B. I did have a comment for this one. I think that when the subcommittee last met, they changed question A. So I'm wondering if this definition is even necessary anymore based on the change they made when I was putting this together. Form 3, there's additional instructions for how to fill out the TPE position form. And then for a summary of TPE, there's a reminder to not include anything on that form that you already include under summary of RPE. And that was basically it for this one. So I don't know if people want to discuss this, have any thoughts. Come back to this after we look at the other ones. I'm not sure the best way to proceed. Or if people want to discuss these individually, if people have reviewed them and we're okay with the changes globally, I'm not sure the best way to handle it.
Is anyone not okay with these changes to this form? Otherwise, we move on and say they're fine.
Yeah, so to me, the only thing that I need an answer on, I wasn't sure if we needed A anymore because it seems like we've actually stated this clearly in the question now, so I thought this was duplicative.
Yeah, I agree with that an A changed. So that really doesn't apply what's written here. But I think other than that, I didn't have any comments. I thought changes looked fine.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if we don't, I mean, the whole point of adding to this instructions document was to add additional clarity, but if we have already in there changed to letter A in the form itself, then there's no need to duplicate it.
Yeah, we can look at that when we look at that form, but to me it was, we basically added similar language all in there at the end of last meeting, so it seems like there's no point to have this. Okay, so if we're done with this one, we can look at the next one.
Yeah.
The professional reference form, I guess this next on the list. And the only changes we made here was to add a statement that this form will be treated as confidential and will not be shared with the applicant. That instruction is already, that language is already in the instructions, so the applicant knows this, it just wasn't on the form. So we added it to the form. And we just added the name of reference at the top, so it's easier when people are reviewing this form to see what it's from. And that was it for this one.
Looks good.
Yep, looks good.
So the next one is Form 1 RP position description. And some of the formatting is kind of funky on these forms, like we try to fix it, but we'll try to keep working on it. And the forms are electronic too, so we'll make sure that it looks okay when those are fixed.
So one of the comments, I think it was a comment from the LSPA, mentioned whether the applications could be submitted in writing on paper rather than electronically. Is that, does everything have to be submitted electronically now? Do we have?
We can't require it, we can encourage it, like if somebody has a real problem, they can't do something online or whatever, we have to allow them the option to submit it in paper. Obviously, that wouldn't be our preference,
Right.
but we can't say no if that's what somebody wanted to do.
Okay.
So we added, so for this one and to all the forms, we added a note to make sure that people go back and look at the instructions before they fill out any form. And this one, the space looks smaller than it's intended to, but we tried to make the position description box smaller. I think it looks smaller than it here, but to give people an idea that they don't need to provide a really long description. And the instructions also say that in a few sentences to encourage people that they don't need to say a ton. Let's see what else do we change? I think that actually was it for this form. So I don't know if anybody has any comments. And maybe if that when we're done looking at all of them, we can just do a, you know, a blanket motion to approve everything. So form 2. RP project descriptions, again, there's that note at the top for people to look at the instructions. Here, we did move some things around. So at the top now, I think before it used to have project description, we moved that lower. So people have more information about the duration of the project and stuff at the top. We added a question for regulatory framework for people to explain, like, you know, what the project was for. Was it for, you know, under a federal framework, a state regulatory framework, et cetera, to list the contaminants encountered. This used to be embedded in one of the other questions, and we've separated it out and put it at the top. And then now we put your project description under project information. And now have a little bit more explanation of what we're looking for them to provide for this question. And we added instructions for subpart A. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry, it doesn't look like this is redlined. And it should be, and I'm not sure why it is. A is a little bit different in the wording. And so if you list the scientific and technical assessment, risk characterization, and remediation, these methods were selected. So this was the one where the changes we made to this language seemed to make that other instruction in the instruction form unnecessary. And B, we have instructions now for B as to what we want them to provide. And I think that was it for the changes for this one. And then the last form 3 for TPE, we have made this form shorter to encourage people to provide less information. It's now just a 1-pager. We have the same note for people to look at the instructions. And in the instructions, we have words, we have an instruction for what they should provide in the position description, which is shorter than what we had required people to provide before, and it's based on the definitions in our regulations. So that's it.
Gail has her hand raised.
Jill?
Let's see if she's
Let's see if she has a
chat.
message.
Gail, do you have a questions still?
Do we have to go through any formal process outside of this board to have these changes implemented?
We just need to have the IT people make the changes.
Okay,
And once you finalize it and approve it,
Yeah.
great.
we'll put them on the website.
Well, thanks all for doing it.
I don't know if anybody else other than Gail maybe has any comments, or anything they wanna add, maybe somebody that was on the subcommittee if I haven't addressed something or said enough or.
Yeah, I mean, I think just as background, I mean, we're trying to simplify the form where we could in response to the request, but also some of the information we asked for sort of upfront, a little bit of summary information was also intended to make it a little more streamlined for the review process as well. Sort of setting the table for what the project was about before, you know, we dove into the narrative description.
And I think we also improved the instructions to make it a little easier to understand.
I think these seem like good changes.
Yeah, I agree. So should we, do we need a motion approved to? Okay, so I guess I'll make a motion to approve the changes to the forms, the instructions and the application forms that Terry just went through and that were provided in our packets today.
Second.
Okay. We'll do a roll call this time. David,
Yes.
Gail,
Yes?
Kathy,
Yes.
Kirk.
Yeah.
Greg,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Deirdre,
Yes.
Jamie,
Yes.
and Diane is a yes. Okay. Next on the agenda is updating the board website. Terry, that's for you too.
Yeah, I'm still slowly working on that. I haven't worked on it very much over the last month or so, but I will recommit myself to working on that. It's kind of a mess, so.
You've had a few other things going on. Okay, personnel budget and fees.
I do have some information about our final FY 26 budget. It's $394,154, which is down from FY 25, which was $432,899. But as I mentioned, I think in a previous meeting, when this lower number was proposed, since I've been with the board, we've had money left over, so I don't foresee this being a problem for us to do anything we need to do. If we need to hire experts, if anybody files a disciplinary appeal, I think we can, so.
Okay, good.
And that's all I have. I don't have any about personnel or anything else.
Okay. As far as status of board member vacancies, we're still in the same position. We're still down one seat for an environmental, someone in a statewide environmental organization. So we will, I guess, continue. I'd say if any of the board members has ideas, knows people in statewide environmental organizations who might be interested, pass the names along.
Yeah, that would be helpful. These ones are tough to.
Very tough. Other business? Anyone have any other business? Okay, I think that's it then. The next meeting is September 9th. And we'll adjourn at 1:07.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Good
everyone.
meeting.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.